everybody. How are you? All right, my name is Jared McKinley, and I'm from the office of Congressman John Lewis's office. I do outreach in his office, which basically means anything and everything that comes under the auspices of work. It's not an official title when I say I don't do A, B, or C. I kind of do the alphabet, which is best for the constituents. I've been in the office for 7 years. Prior to that, I was in the entertainment business. Some may say I'm still in the entertainment business because politics and entertainment kind of go parallel. It was interesting, and I'm actually very thankful that I was asked to speak, because it's rare that I get to tell everyday folk how to maneuver their way through the government, especially on a constituent level, which to me equals grassroots, which to me equals power. So we're going to start just basically what happens normally in my day, which is different from the legislative. I'm in a district, which means I'm on the ground with 600,000 plus individuals who could possibly call our office at any given moment for certain issues. Social security issues, we have student loan issues, veterans, which I should have started off because it's a major issue, small business issues, which I also personally address. I mentioned immigration. We have federal employee issues, which comes under an office called OPM, IRS issues, which I also handle. We also have EEOC issues, disaster issues. So it's a far range of federal issues that people will call our district for assistance. What I like to tell individuals, which kind of deal with you guys specifically, is the power of your voice, the power of your particular industry, the power of what you do for constituents as a whole that gives you power with your legislators, excuse me. As you mentioned, congressmen need to hear from you because that's how they will then prepare legislation. Even more importantly, congressmen need you to reach out to the individuals in their office because they're the ones who are actually doing the day-to-day grind and getting your voice turned into bills, getting your voice turned into legislation. Unfortunately, that's not really utilized enough. With the housing issue, which is a great example that many people can touch on since foreclosures are so high, I tell people every day when they call the office and they're saying, what is the federal government doing? I say, well, we're doing X, Y, Z. All right. At this particular time, we are trying to give individuals a voice with their servicers or with their banks, which normally was not the case maybe 5 years ago. Federal government, private entity, they weren't jiving. Now, because of the issue being so heightened, media making it such an awareness issue for individuals that now we have the power to do a little bit more as it relates to putting constituents with the servicer, i.e. then with the investor. Similar with your industries. If you want to get things done, utilize the power of your voice. If you want to get things done, use the power of networking, meaning get to know the individuals in the district office, as well as get to know the people in your particular congressman's legislative office. In D.C., they do legislation, they write the bills. In the district, they do the actual grassroots work, talking one-on-one with the constituents. But if you want impassioned people to be behind you when you're trying to make change for the greater good, you need to get to the grassroots who can make the noise up to D.C. Does that make sense? I always tell people that the power, of course, is in the vote. We all know that. If you're not registered, do so. That's my plug. But our power is also in you utilizing the skill sets you are gifted with, your talents, your skills, the industry that you have backing you. Make sure that you know how to present who and what you are, and what you represent and how it can help the greater good. Get liaisons in these particular offices. Learn to write as many letters. Learn to be able to present what you want presented in a very clear and concise manner. Why that's important. On a daily basis, I personally, as one individual, can get a slew of phone calls, and each one of these people want me to sit and listen to their concerns, in which I feel that I am destined and have to do to be able to represent who I represent. So just think about, you compound that with thousands of individuals calling offices across the nation, and because when we are in passion, we tend to want everybody to know our grandmother's issues, our daddy's issues, our sister's issues, and we kind of elaborate. What legislators need is a statement, almost like a good mission statement, good 3-liner, 4-liner, and then bullet point your case that they would be able to say, aha, this is going to be something I need to get myself behind. At the end of the day, a legislator cannot be effective unless you guys are making him be that way. I am blessed to be in a political office where my boss, who is also my congressman, is known for his greater good. If he's always on the right side of healthcare issues, he's always on the right side of constituent issues, Social Security. He usually votes the way I would need him to vote. I'd still work there because I need a paycheck, but it's good that he is that type of individual. You guys are in the healthcare industry, correct? Pretty much? And you all know that that's a very big issue across the board. Anything that you guys are doing that could benefit humanity, make sure that you're looking at the voting records of the individuals, even if they're out of your district, who are doing the same thing. And when you're trying to get something across, you're trying to lobby for greater good and products or whatever you're trying to do, it's always good to know who you can rally and have on your side from a legislative standpoint. Again, because even if they're not in your district, there's individuals who may, my boss always says, I will speak to a grandmother outside of the district because you never know where her daughter lives. It's the same principle. You never know across the greater good, across the constituency, who may be able to get the word to your particular member, even if they're outside of your district. What is the major industry with the group?
Medical devices, diagnostics.
Okay.
Biomedical.
Okay. So general research and development. So the monies that you would want to be, Congress to vote on basically would be to be able to get research and development dollars. Okay. Is there, and I know this is a question and answer period, but is there a block to that? Is it, I mean, what's the feel? Is it easy? Is it challenging? I know it's more challenging now because the dollars are limited, so I definitely understand that. But what's the greater challenge as you may see it now, or that you think may occur? Because I want to make sure I address something specific versus global.
So it's reduced funding for research.
Yeah, reduced funding is a problem.
Okay. In this present environment, be it budget constraints, be it the economy as it stands and has really stood for a while, it's very important. I tell people when they come to me for grant assistance that when you are approaching your congressional staffers, or when you're approaching the Congress for these dollars, it's always good to go as a collective. What I mean by that, partnerships are absolute key. The dollars are shrinking, and that's just the way that it is in this economy across the board. Healthcare, education, medical healthcare, I mean, with our research and development, excuse me, it's shrinking. So collaborations, partnerships, again, networking is key. You're not an individual island, and you shouldn't look at your industry as such. There's a lot of people who are doing basically or almost the same thing that you can rally against and then go as a collective to Congress, and it always looks better when that's presented. The sad state of affairs is that although things are getting better slowly but surely, dollars are shrinking. And when you're trying to get dollars for research and development, for even the most basic thing for our seniors, it's a challenge. The biggest thing that I can say, and so that I'm not going to end up rambling, is make sure when you're approaching your Congress, your legislators, local and federal, that you know where their passions lie. In any industry that you're in, even in my other life, which is entertainment, it's key to know what those hot buttons are for the individuals that you're approaching. It's a business. Politics is a business just like everything else. And when you're trying to get dollars from someone and you're trying to get them on your team to be able to help your initiative, it's best to know where their passions so that you can direct your strategies to that. And I'm sure we're going to have questions and answers after that, all right? So I appreciate it.